Go.
There we are, finally.
Yes, yes, yes.
There we are.
Finally, after
Yeah,
a few sunny days.
yes, definitely, definitely.
Mhm.
And we were supposed to be on live last Thursday, but
Yes,
some very unfortunate things happened to the one we were going to go live with, so we have to reschedule that one.
yes.
Um, yeah,
If he wants to mention it, it's up to him. But
exactly.
yeah, we're praying for him.
Yes, we do, definitely.
Okay.
All right. Well, we have
On
another
to the
guest
next.
tonight,
Yes, 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 yes.
and it's a very nice guest, if I say so myself.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm
I,
glad he agreed.
yes, definitely. And I'm glad to introduce him because his name is Eric, and he has a very Dutch name,
Yes,
and his last name is VanDerLaan. And here he
I
is.
love it. Yeah.
Hello,
I
Eric.
can't even pronounce my own name right.
I can.
Right?
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for inviting me to your show and
Thanks for coming
saying
on
that
our
I'm
show.
nice. I like that.
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't we?
Sorry,
You are
I
nice.
have
Go ahead.
to redo.
Stop touching it.
Oh my God. Yes.
Mary has a
I
ghost in her house. She's messing with her
always,
equipment.
always,
Yeah,
always
always.
in the background.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Paranormal.
absolutely, absolutely.
All right. Um, we read your bios, of course. So it would be easier if we have some guidelines, of course.
Sure.
But for our Spotify listeners, could you introduce yourself and tell us who you are and what you're doing?
Okay, so my name is, I'm not going to be able to pronounce this in the Dutch way, Eric VanDerLaan. How was that? Is that good?
Chapeau, chapeau.
Okay. And I'm the team leader for War Party Paranormal Research Team. We're in South Florida. We cover the Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach area, and pretty much all of Florida if needed. And also, I'm the co-producer, actor, I don't know what you want to call it, on the show The Haunted Files that streams on Paraflix. It's a streaming platform where it's all paranormal shows, horror shows, music, and you can watch. It's international, so you can watch it. So there you go.
Yep. Definitely, I saw that. I do have to subscribe to it, but
And my father
One
is
day,
Dutch. He
I
is from
will.
the Netherlands, and yeah, so that's why I'm excited to be on this show. I couldn't say no.
Well, I'm glad you didn't say no.
Yes,
I would have said yes
absolutely.
anyway. If I was Mexican, I would still would have said yes. It doesn't matter.
Ah, that's nice. That's really nice.
Or whatever.
That is right. See, I told you were
Yeah.
nice.
There you go.
Well, so can you take us on your journey? How did you end up in the paranormal?
Well, actually, I've never had anything crazy. I don't have like a crazy story or anything. I got into this as being skeptical about it. I didn't think it was real, but ever since I was young, I always like, the sci-fi shows and things unexplained, Search Up, and then when Ghost Hunters came out, I love that show, and I was like, I don't know if that's real, but I want to go to one of those places and I want to see what it's like. So, I'm from Florida, so we have some well-known haunted locations here. Everybody knows it's St. Augustine, Key West, all the way down south. Key West is actually Cayo Hueso, and in Spanish it means island of the bones. So whenever we would go vacation in those areas, I'm the one that always wants to go on the ghost tours and stuff like that. So I started experiencing things, and then I noticed that there was a team in Miami that was doing a ghost tour, and I went to it, and I asked the guy there, I was like, hey, if you need people, I mean, I'll carry equipment. I don't care. I just want to go on a paranormal investigation. I want to see what it's like. And then before I knew it, I was on the team. We're doing events at the most haunted location. It's called the Deering Estate in Miami. So that's where it all started out for me and my professional career as a paranormal investigator. So I was with that team for a few years. And then with War Party Paranormal, God rest her soul, and one of my best friends, Marla Scotty Burns, she passed away a year ago. She asked me, why don't you come into my team? And she asked if I could build a South team, which would cover the Fort Lauderdale, Miami area. And that's what I did. And I've been with War Party Paranormal, wow, I don't know, maybe like 7 years. Probably been doing this with a group, a research group, for 10 years, dabbling in it for like 15 years.
Nice.
So we got a very talented group with War Party Paranormal, a very eclectic group of people. At one point, we had a pastor on our team. We have people that practice Wiccan. We have Reiki masters. We have people who are sensitive. But we are mainly a research team where we use a scientific method. But we do have people that are sensitive. So if you can get that to go along with what your equipment's getting, it's a beautiful thing. So one of my teammates, I'm going to say like 3 years ago, Mike Del Coro, we started a radio show called the War Party Paranormal Radio Show, which is on the biggest paranormal radio network in the U.S. called the KGRA Digital Broadcasting Network. So we started doing that show. We always love filming. Like whenever we're investigating, we're always with our cameras and we're always filming, and we always love to share what we capture. So I don't know, Mike and I decided, hey, let's film something together. And before you know it, we're on the largest paranormal streaming network in the world called Paraflix. There's none like it. And we now are the #1 viewed show on Paraflix, and we're in the middle of season 3 right now. And I don't know, things are going crazy, so it's great. I mean, this is my passion. This is what I love doing. First thing first, with War Party Paranormal, we're non-for-profit team. We help people. Anyone who thinks they have something paranormal and needs help, we're the type of people that can reach out to them, and we don't charge them a dime. And we do interactive events at local known historical haunted locations in the South Florida area. And we don't charge for that. All the money that we're raising goes to the upkeep of the museum. And then what they pay us in return is they let us have like a private night with our team to investigate. And then those events, we're just spreading the word out on how we can help people. Because sometimes people don't know if there's a paranormal team, they got something going on in their house. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to call the police? They're going to think I'm crazy. Am I going to tell my friends? You guys, you're just telling me how the Netherlands is. So we're the ones that are there, that understand and can help. And even determine if it's not paranormal. Because a lot of times when we go on these investigations, it's not, and we can debunk it and explain exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
And then if there is something going on, I mean, we're with our clients for life. A few years down the road, if something starts happening again, we're always going to be there to help them. It's not one investigation, boom, we're gone, and you'll never see us again. How did I do?
Perfect.
All right, awesome.
Perfect. In the meantime, we do have a question of a viewer.
Go ahead.
This question is, what is your scariest experience you've ever had?
You know what scares me the most? People.
I just want to say, I wanted to say, if you say humans, we are more alike than I thought.
And after people, I'm going to rank it up there with snakes. Especially big snakes. I'm from South Florida, and we got a little problem here. We have a python epidemic. They're like all over the Everglades. And there's one location that was known to be a prime spot for python hunters. And yes, everybody, we got python hunters in Florida because they're trying to eradicate them. So this place, which was a prime hunting location, was called the Aerojet Rocket Facility. Super haunted location. And I found out about it by watching one of their TV shows saying, hey, we feel this place is haunted. And as soon as they said that, it's in my area, I'm there. So that was like the scariest thing I've ever experienced, is going to one of those places. And of course, we had to start out at night because I don't want to run into a python and can't see it, right? So
no, exactly.
Yeah. So I want to say, like, okay, they want to hear something paranormal. Okay, I'm going to give them something. So, other than pythons, the most scariest moment when it comes to the paranormal would be at this haunted correctional facility that was abandoned. Probably been abandoned for about 8 years. And there was a prison chapel there. And we used to investigate, the whole thing. You couldn't even it was so huge, you couldn't even investigate it in one night. That's how big the place was. It was like my Disney World. Like, there's like all different kinds of buildings I think it was built in like 1927. But there was a prison chapel there. And recently there was like some type of cult group that was doing demonic worship there. And everything was fresh when we had arrived. Like, there was like, symbolic spray painting signs all over inside the church. There was burnt candles all over the place. It looked like a ceremony was done like a few days ago. And when I walked into that place, and I'm the skeptic. I'm not a skeptic again anymore. And if anything made me a believer, was that one moment when I walked in that church, and I don't know why, but I just felt my whole body was just getting sucked down. It was like a heaviness. Like, I felt like I was going to go through the floor. I don't know how to explain it. So, yeah, well, it didn't stop me, of course. We continued investigating. We were getting EVPs that were pertaining to some type of dark ritual that was being performed there. It was active. I mean, REM pods were going off on cue, things like that. Almost like something was angry. So this was like, I don't know, I just felt this feeling in me, and I couldn't get rid of it. So when we finished and I walked out of the church, our co-founder Scotty, I went to her and I go, because Scotty was the one who would cleanse us. Because of course, if you go in a place, and especially this place that I was at, you have to be cleansed because you don't know what's going to happen to you after. So the way she cleanses is she does a blessing with holy water. She uses sage and everything. And the feeling that I felt when she did that was like, and my Dutch people, you probably understand this, but it was almost like taking a big bong hit and getting a huge high, like this release that was coming out of peace and relaxation and calm. It was just really weird. It was amazing too. But that was probably I wasn't really scared. I was just trying to be on the safe side, but I want to say that's probably like the most darkest moment I've ever experienced. And also, like one of our team members had an attachment from that place to the point where he had to go to the hospital and he had to cleanse his house like for a week to get rid of it. So it was a pretty dark place. I'm sad to say it's been completely demolished, and I think they built like some type of cement plant. But like every other weekend, I was there, and it was a long drive. It was like an hour and a half to 2 hour drive. It was out in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of sugarcane fields. Amazing location, though.
Yeah, it's too bad they demolished it then.
Yeah.
Happens a lot.
And whenever I go to a well-known location that everyone knows that's super haunted, like Waverly Hill Sanatorium or the St. Augustine Lighthouse, we're gonna do a battleship. Whenever I do an investigation there, I always compare it to the Belglade Correctional Facility because that is the most haunted location that I've ever investigated, and so far nothing is compared to it yet. From the things that we witnessed there, like people being touched, seeing shadow figures, disembodied voices. Crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. That's very hard to top then.
Yeah. It's like everything you would want in an investigation, you would get it.
Yep.
Pretty wild.
Yep. That's a very wild dream. It's probably not going to happen for me.
Mary's like, I'm coming to Florida.
I have to say,
you're invited. We'll set you up if you ever want to come and vacation here. Kick your family off to the beaches, and we'll go investigate.
No family. They think I'm crazy, great. So I will come on my own. But last year, I work at a museum, a World War II museum, and we get people from all over the world. And we got a couple from Florida, and his grandfather, he died here in Arnhem, and he told me if I have the chance, I will come and live here. So I told him, shall we swap? You can have my house, and I will go to your place. But he didn't like that. So otherwise, I was.
Find me a location in Holland, and I'll do that for you.
You swap.
You swap. You find a location there, and I find one here.
I have a nice location because I have a nice home.
Oh, there you go.
Not too small.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll go over there and I'll hit up all the Indonesian restaurants.
You will be disappointed. Because I cook a little bit Indonesian, and I think Samantha as well. And if we cook it ourselves, it tastes better.
You stay where you're at, and I'll come see you.
Okay.
And then you come over here, and I'll be your personal tour guide. How about that?
No, that would be nice.
You make Indonesian food, and I'll be your tour guide.
Yeah, I also cook Mexican and Greek. Yeah, I love to cook, and French also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And do you make a nice rice tafel? That's my favorite.
I can make a rice tafel with gado-gado and rendang. All the nice dishes.
You can't get that down here. There used to be an Indonesian restaurant called Indonesian. And it was a couple that were actually Dutch. The wife learned how to cook in Indonesia, and they opened a restaurant on Miami Beach. And actually, the cooks that were there were from Indonesia as well. Unfortunately, they had eventually sold the restaurant, and they tried to keep it the same, but they had different people trying to cook the recipes, and it just was not the same. But my father used to cook Indonesian all the time.
Yeah, I think I have an original cookbook, and I have a double. I have to check. If I find it back, I will send you one. But you have to learn Dutch.
Oh my gosh, it's so hard.
Well, they invent
I
they
don't even know if
invented
I
Google
can say
Translate.
the words. I can't. I don't have that kind of pronunciation. Like I can't even
It's
do Spanish.
Well,
It's just,
Google Translate, and you write it on the back, because some measurements is in Indonesian, so I had to check some measurements myself.
oh,
So
there you
it's a
go.
great book. It's a great book. I
Well,
will look it up.
maybe I can find some type of AI application that I can like mimic my voice to like Dutch, and then when I listen, like when someone's speaking Dutch, it can translate it for me, and I'll have like a little speaker, like a little like headset, earpiece.
Yeah.
I think I just came up with an idea. I don't know.
keep
I
it
don't
to
know what I'm
yourself.
talking about, people. But
Oh
speaking
yeah.
of
So
always trying to create new ways, like we're one of those teams that like we try to do things different ways. That
yeah,
you haven't seen many people do.
No,
I can
exactly.
relate. Yeah, I
We like to use sensory.
confiscated.
We like to use sensory deprivation experiments.
Yeah, I confiscated my mother's old hearing aid, and
What?
yeah, that thing.
Almost. You almost fell for it again.
Almost. Oh,
The
yes, almost.
second
Yeah.
time I did that.
So I used it on a location with an app, and I will try different frequencies to see if I can hear the disembodied voices.
Oh, okay.
One lucky strike.
Well,
Like a
I
bullet
wasn't there,
strike.
so we have to do that again.
Yes, but I have to make sure my other ears are
You
correct.
can't move your head. You got to keep your head still.
Yes, I know, I know.
Shane,
Otherwise,
no
I
rock,
won't hear
no
you.
heavy metal music, Shane. She might be headbanging or something.
I was headbanging before this.
Oh, you know what I just remembered? Maybe that's a
I'm a
problem.
I'm I'm a diva on high heels, but a rock chick, and
Oh, there
the
you
heavy
go.
ones. Yeah, on high heels.
That explains everything.
Mm-hmm. It
Yes,
does.
it
Definitely.
does. It does.
You know, I noticed on one of your past shows, you had one of our former teammates on your show.
Oh,
Yeah, Rob Damaris.
ah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, he was on our team for a while, and actually, I've investigated with him a few times. I actually learned a lot about him. He was like into like experimenting and doing different things as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Oh,
told
I'm
us
so,
about that.
yeah,
You always got to try to push the paranormal to the limit. So that's
Yeah.
what we're
yeah,
trying to do.
yeah. It
Our
is.
thing is sensory deprivation to the point where we'll fry your brain out. We put electrodes on your temple and stimulate your
Yes,
brain.
he tried to do the same with us.
Yeah.
So have you
Yeah.
seen our Delco experiment? My partner Mike created the Delco goggles. It's from a sensory deprivation experiment called the Gansfeld experiment.
Um,
You ever heard of
I
it?
I
haven't
was,
personally.
I've heard about it, but the
So
flickering lights.
yeah, so
Um,
it's a blend of two experiments. So you know everyone knows the Estes method, right? Where you got the headsets, you're listening to the spirit box, the subject's blindfold, he's just saying whatever he hears. Someone that can't hear him is asking questions, and you're seeing if you can get intelligent communication, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we switched it up, and the Gansfeld experiment actually was done with the U.S. military when they used to do sensory deprivation experiments back in the 60s, you know, with ESP and using drugs like hallucinogenics and stuff like that. Well, the Gansfeld experiment, what they used to do is test for ESP. And it was almost like the same thing. The subject would have headphones on but listen to white noise, and then they would put 2 ping pong balls over his eyeballs, over their eyeballs, and shine a red light. And then the person on the other side would put up cards, and they would like try to see if they could see what cards they're pulling up. So my partner Mike Del Coro, he's on our team, and he's my partner on the Haunted Files. That's our thing that we do, is the Delco experiment. So that's what we call it. And instead of using a blindfold and the Estes, he created these goggles that light up, these luminescent lights. So you can have them just on, you can have them flashing, or you can have them strobing. So basically you're doing the Estes method and the Gansfeld blended together. And then we push it even further to where we're doing that experiment, and we're putting electrodes, and it's like sending electrical currents. It actually helps people with anxiety, mental issues, helps supposed to help for memory, things like that. So, and that's quite an experience. So we're always trying to like do different things and change things up. I don't know.
And
Maybe we'll get like what's that show? Oh, it was real popular on Netflix. Stranger Things,
Yes.
they're in that tube of water. That'll be the next experiment.
Oh dear.
In a tube of water.
Say that again.
I said in a tube of water, and then, oh my God, no.
Yeah, so you're like, you have no gravity,
Yeah, very nice, but no.
But do you get more evidence out of that method?
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, the Delco experiment, we've had several psychic mediums, well-known ones that have done it, and the results have been incredible. It seems like if you're sensitive, you're more in tune to the other side, it heightens that. We've had, I don't know if you've heard of Patty Negree. She's been on the show Ghost Adventures. Good friends of ours. She's done the experiment. We actually did it in Virginia City, Nevada, out west. Like it's like an old silver mining town. The whole town's haunted. Like you feel the energy. And it's probably all the silver that's up there in the mountains that is like conductor for that activity. But we were at this haunted hotel called the Silver Queen, and they had a chapel there. And we had her like on the stage in a chair. I mean, we had her do the Delco experiment. And what she was experiencing is like all the way in the back was like a brick wall. And she was getting visuals of the brick wall and the wall melting. And then faces would start popping out and then pop back in. Other faces, like it was like a portal coming out. She's seeing all these faces pop in and out. And it was wild because like she was just calling out things like, this may sound silly, but you've seen the cat balls people use. They're these balls that activate when they move on motion. The cat balls were going off. She didn't know that, but she said cat. She said cat a couple of times. Well, right when the ball was going off. So that was sort of weird. Named some people out that she didn't know. Someone said they saw a shadow figure behind her. She said someone that was standing behind her. So we had red pods, like we had it like a circle of devices around her, with like REM pods and things like that, and that was like going off. So it was pretty wild. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of April Boussette, New Jersey housewife. She's actually on our our episode 1, season 3 episode that's out now at White Hill Mansion. And we had her do the experiments, and she said it just completely blew her mind away. And actually, Patty said it was like almost like you're tripping on a hallucinogenic, but you're doing it without the drugs. That's how she felt.
Yeah.
Tripping on acid, but without the acid.
Yeah.
And several people have said that.
Okay.
And now I'm
And then
very
some people
interested in doing this.
some people, nothing happens. Like, they don't experience anything.
Okay.
It just depends on the person.
Yeah, it depends on how sensitive are you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean,
Now I'm curious.
I'm not saying I'm sensitive, but the more I've been doing it, I've been becoming more in tune to things. But like whenever I do it, like that Delco experiment, actually the first time I did it, I was able, I was to call out things that pertain to a murder suicide that happened outside this bar in a vacant parking lot a few years ago. It was really weird. Like to
Yeah.
the point where like I was saying the age, the last name, which was Santos. Like, how random is that? It was crazy.
Yeah.
And then not like it was coincidental, but that night, the police officer always goes to check on them to make sure, like usually at closing time late at night, that's your, like when you're like, there could be an opportunity for a robbery, you're more vulnerable. So the police
Yeah.
officer is always there to check on him when he's around. So he happened to show up that night. And it happened to be that he was the first officer on site of that murder suicide. And
Oh my
he
god.
took us to the exact spot, which was like, I don't know, like maybe like 300 yards away. I don't know, maybe like a meter, maybe a couple meters. And we were doing an EVP session. In the EVP session, we were getting responses that was relating to the Delco experiment and to the murder suicide. So
Wow.
it was just wild.
That
It's
is
one of the
cool.
wildest nights.
That is very cool. And is there any equipment you will never use? Like you think it's BS in that regard?
And SLS camera.
Are we related or something? Somewhere?
Yeah, I mean, our
I love when people say the
co-founder.
SLS. I'm like, oh god.
There's a reason why one of our other co-founders, Zap, is called Zap, because he likes to tinker with electronics, and one day he got zapped and electrocuted. So anyway, he like debunked the whole thing and took it apart. Basically, what he recommends you do with an SLS is, with the SLS camera, remove the tablet, get like an Amazon account or something, and then buy something else and throw the rest away.
Yeah.
Because
Just
the
don't
thing is,
use
with
it.
the SLS, its goal is to map out something, whatever
Yeah.
it sees. And people don't realize, like, hey, that ladder there on the wall that you say is a stick figure, it's mapping out the ladder.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or you see something crawling on the ceiling. Well, I think there's a lamp right there on that ceiling. I think it's mapping that out. Like,
Yeah.
it's looking
Yeah.
for something. Even maybe if there's nothing, maybe it sees like a shadow like in the corner. It's going to try to map that out. If you guys understand where the SLS, where that device came from, it shoots out lasers. It's mapping something, whatever it's in front of it, and trying to map out what it is it sees
Yep.
with the lasers. So it comes from a video game,
Yeah.
like God damn it, I
Xbox.
can't remember the name. Xbox.
Xbox.
Like, you remember that?
Yeah.
You remember that old video game in the early 2000s called Just Dance, where you're like dancing, and
Yes.
that's where it came from. So it's trying to find something. It's trying to map you out.
Yeah. But I do have a but in that regard.
Yeah.
If you put it on a tripod in a room and it's been there for at least an hour, let's say just an hour,
Mhm.
it mapped nothing because it's an empty room. There's nothing there. There's nothing to be mapped at.
I've seen it
And
where
all of a sudden, it mapped something.
I feel like it's trying to map something out. It'll give up. It'll like flicker, unless it's like something significant where, like, I don't know, that will blow your mind away and there's nothing there. I don't know, but I don't know. I see too many people use it the wrong way. That's the problem.
Oh yeah, definitely. If
And
I
for the
ever
wrong,
use it,
and
it's
for
going.
the wrong
going-
intentions too.
Oh yes, yeah, definitely. If I ever going to use it, it's going to be on a tripod. It's going to stand still in an empty room, and it's not going to move.
Yeah.
And I'll make
You know
sure
the
there's
best
nothing there to
paranormal
map.
tool that you have? is your brain.
Oh yeah.
That's your number one tool.
Yeah. Second is intuition.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the famous DR60s. You guys know the Panasonic DR60?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or like people are always getting EVPs on it, but they're also getting static and they're getting, things you can't make out. Well, you got to use it smart. I mean, I use my DR60 all the time, but if I hear something like that, I throw it out. Like my motto is, when in doubt, if I have the slightest doubt, I throw it out.
Yeah.
But you got to use it. Use it smart. And we use high tech recorders as well. I got a Tascam that I like using, so I like to use all kinds of tools. But EVPs, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that other than getting like a picture, which is really of an apparition or a video, that's very, very rare and very hard. EVPs for me is the way to go. There's something about the recorder that can pick up something at a frequency that we can't hear.
Yeah,
absolutely. What are your thoughts about? I have to ask the apps.
I don't like using apps either. I don't use them.
No, we try to debunk them. I smashed one.
I mean, that's what they're for. They're fun. Like, how's
exactly.
your phone gonna like I don't know. Like, how's it gonna be measuring condition changes in the atmosphere and things like that? I mean, my number one tool is the EDI, the data logger, because it's like an all-in-one tool. It senses vibration, barometric pressure, temperature change, humidity, EMF, and you can log it on a SD card. And if you're smart and you log it and you're filming while you're investigating, you sync that up with your camera and say you get an EVP, or say the REM pod goes off, or you hear something. You try to mark the time and look on your data logger and see if there's any anomalies there. I mean, that's how we research.
Makes sense. Yeah,
definitely.
And
but then there's a lot of things that you can't use, like equipment, like things are going to happen, like that you can't show to anybody. It's just those feelings that you get, and when you do see something, it usually happens when you're not filming.
Yep.
All the time.
I know all about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I do have to check my phone. I hear a lot of noise, police, ambulances, and fire.
Right now?
Yeah, again, it's
there was a
war
big fire
zone.
in Arnhem.
Yes.
I can tell you one thing. I have captured Class A EVP on the recorder on my phone before.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so if you want, that's an app, I guess, but it was picking up audio, so it was recording it.
I don't know. The recording apps like the voice recorder, memo recorders, I have no problem with those.
Yeah, like I was at a place and I had nothing on me, so I got a recorder on my phone, so I use that.
Yeah.
But like I didn't even get it like that. Actually, it wasn't even off the recorder. I was doing a live. I don't know if it's on Facebook or Instagram, and you could hear the voice on it. It was just really wild.
That is cool, especially if it's live.
Yeah.
I wish I had that. I never have that. We have weird people around us always.
Yeah.
Last time we went live, we went to, was it Arnhem or Oosterbeek? Oosterbeek, right?
Arnhem.
Yeah.
Arnhem.
With the weird guy against the tree.
Arnhem.
Yeah. Well, we were filming and we were trying to do a live. And all of a sudden, I was just looking at Mary because she was doing the live, and we had a guest investigator with us. And I was like, the tree moved. Something's weird about that tree. And it was completely dark. I didn't see shit. And I was like, okay, put your flashlight at that tree because something's off. And he put the flashlight up, and there was a dude standing like, hi, what do you do? He was stoned. I don't know what he had, but The dude was crazy. It
Mushrooms.
wasn't like, hi, what are you doing? No, he was just standing there.
Yeah.
I was like, I can still see in the dark. That's good.
That's hilarious.
Dude was weird. He thought it was a party or something. We were busy with the laser grid.
Yeah.
Open air. Everybody was thinking it was a party, so we got a lot of company that
Just
night.
doing ecstasy. Were you playing any bass music?
I think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
So, my dad is from Naarden. That's like a medieval town, right? How old does that date back to?
Oh, that's a good question. I have no idea. I had to check.
Like at least 1600s, right? 1500s?
I think so, yeah.
I
Like
think
I always thought, like, I don't know, like in the middle of the night, just walking around there. Like, I wonder if you could pick up anything.
Probably. Let me see. It
I
is
was
from-
checking.
Yep. Good question.
Probably older than that because St. Augustine was like late 1500s.
Uh,
It was probably before the America was discovered by, by people.
1355.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. If I'm correct.
the year 1000.
Yeah, 996.
Yeah.
The year 996. So that's a long time
So-
ago.
Mary and Shane, when I come to Holland, we're going to go to Naarden and investigate, and we're going to take ecstasy. Or mushrooms. And we're going to have laser grid over the wall and stuff like that. That'll be kind of-
You
We
can do
might-
that.
around with
I'll
the
drive.
GoPro goggles.
can have
Oh.
That's one thing, that's for sure.
Actually, you guys are laughing right now. We're friends with another group from Florida. They're called Outcast Paranormal. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
I know them.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm good friends with Stacy Brown. He goes by the name Bigfoot Stacy, with the long beard. Looks like he's like on ZZ Top. When they get one of the singers. If you know who ZZ Top is, but yeah, he's a great guy. We did a few events with them. Actually, we did a dual Delco at one of his events where we had someone at the location and another person down by the river. And actually, there's this bar called the River. And actually, there's been known sightings of Sasquatch there. They've been finding like the beds of Sasquatch. So we had someone in the stage, someone out by the river, and we did like a FaceTime to see what we were getting. And it was just wild. But actually, Outcast Paranormal, another show on Paraflix, they have a show there called Chaitanga. It's about the skunk ape here. It's our Bigfoot version here in South Florida, skunk ape. And they have a show on that, but they like to do like the Estes method and like start tripping on DMT. One of his partners did that, and he just had like a wild experience when he did do that. But I don't know, if I was just like sitting here with you guys right now, I'd probably having a wild experience as well.
Mhm. Yes. You probably would.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm hearing
Yeah.
spooky background music, Mary. Just joking.
That's not,
That's an ambulance.
I thought it was a fire truck. I couldn't tell the difference.
Oh my God.
yeah.
I will do the method with the goggles and the headphones on, but no substances.
I always have
I
to
will be
drive. So no,
tripping. Yeah, you will driving. Yes. Yeah.
always.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys come over here at the States, or the U.S.?
Yeah.
Been any haunted locations?
If we want to go there somewhere.
No, have you been over here? Have you?
No.
ever-
No.
Oh,
No.
I
okay.
wish.
I
Wait for
had an
maybe.
invitation a few years back I was supposed to go to Waverly Hills,
Nice.
and then COVID came and the borders closed. So
Oh, man. I went
yeah,
right after COVID. Very cool place. I got a funny experience. Too bad I can't share the video. But um, yeah, Waverly's pretty wild. What scared me there was a bat. You can't see the bats, and they're big, and they fly throughout the hallway.
Yep.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so you know Waverly Hills. You've heard of the stories there. Like the stories there are shadow figures. People see shadow
Yeah,
figures. They see things that are called creepers, where they're crawling on the wall and the ceiling. So I'm from Florida, so I don't really see bats. So I'm walking in the dark, going up the stairwell, and I got a flashlight, but it's I have a red lens on it because I want to keep my night vision in the dark. And I'm being really guided through my camera when I'm looking at the screen because it's an IR night vision camera. And I'm with someone, and I see the bats like in the hallway, and they're just like they're like fluttering around, they're floating. I'm like, look at the bat, look at the bat. So I go up to the fourth floor, and as soon as I step 1 foot in the hallway, I see a shadow go right in front of me. And I'm like, holy fuck. Like, my friend Mike was on the top floor and heard me. Like, it was so clear. I was like screaming. Like, I never heard it. Eric's like usually composed and doesn't freak out, but like, he was screaming. And I thought I saw a creeper. Like, to me, what I saw was a shadow figure that was huge. And I think it had like green eyes, and it was sputtering, but it was going real fast. And I'm like, I think I just saw a creeper. And like, I had all these plans the whole night. I was going to set up cameras at this location. I was going to do this, that. No, I thought I saw the creeper. I'm like, done now. I can go home. I saw what I wanted to see. It like, I don't like, just chills went through my whole body when I saw this. So I'm telling everyone what I saw. I'm like, you're not going to believe it. I saw a creeper. I saw a creeper. So the next morning I review my camera, and it was 2 bats flying sideways. That's why the shadow looked big. And the reason why it looks like it was sputtering up going fast is because the wings were flapping. So with my eyes, I couldn't tell what it was. So yeah, it was 2 bats, and they're huge. But yeah, that was my experience at Waverly Hills. But yeah, we did capture some pretty good things. Like me personally, I had some devices set up. I was setting up. I forget which floor it was, but I was setting up devices on this table, and I was going to see if I can get things going with communicating. And I hear like a bell, like by the elevator in one of the rooms, and I'm like, and I heard it again, and I'm like, I just heard a bell. So I go in the room, nothing. So later that night, I talked to one of the people that worked there, and they're like, I told them like, yeah, I kept on hearing a bell by the elevator, and like, oh yeah, the bell in the elevator always goes off, but it doesn't work. And then, a lot of people say like, Waverly Hills is like a dark, like there's a negative energy. I don't think so, because I think it's mostly either sad, and there's also like, I got a little humor out of it. Like, I went back to that floor where I got scared by the bat and went to the nurse's station, and I did an EVP session. And I was like, my question was, that thing that I saw, was it human or inhuman? So I play back my recording. Before I even said the question, I hear bat. After I said the question, bat, like it was almost telling me like, you idiot, it was a bat.
That's
And
a
then,
cool EVP.
yeah, so that was pretty cool. But you could tell that there was something there that was intelligent. Like, how the hell am I going to get that? And it was sort of like making fun of me. Like, it probably thought it was funny that I was freaking out like that.
Oh yeah.
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 And then later that night, on a more sad note, we were down by the death tunnel, the body chute. So In the early 1900s, if people don't know about Waverly Hills, it was a hospital for people who had tuberculosis. A lot of people died from that in the 1920s. They couldn't find a cure. And the way it was built is they had like these patios on every level that was, it always gets sunlight. So they would put all the patients out like in the sunlight. They thought the sunlight helped. Also, they used to do experiments like pushing down like people's chest and expanding their lungs and all these like weird stuff. And a lot of people died there. I don't know. I think like I don't know. I'm guessing. I'm saying like 60,000 people died there. People were dying there daily, so they created this death tunnel, the body chute. So when people died, they didn't have to like wheel the bodies out in front of all the patients. They could take them down the body chute, which was a tunnel that went underground, and then the other side of the tunnel, they would pick up the bodies and take them to wherever they went. So it wouldn't ruin the morale of the patients there. So we were there, and I'm doing an EVP session. The best EVP I got was I was like, my partner Mike, he was at the bottom, and I was like halfway. And I was doing the EVP session, and I asked the question, "What are you still doing here?" And the saddest thing that I got was, or the response that I got that was very sad was, "I'm looking for my mom." It was like really sad. So that like sort of touched me.
That
is
is
very,
sad.
very, very sad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing dark there, but
No,
very,
but
very cool place. I mean, I've
it's
only been
usually
there
the
once.
case.
Yeah.
It's usually the case when people say it's a negative and you come in as a experienced investigator. You know, it's not negative. It's most of the time sad, or they're confused or
Angry.
frustrated,
Yeah.
angry because they missed something or they had some unfinished business. But it's not negative.
Yeah, maybe it's a soul that's lost,
Yeah,
trying to
exactly,
find its
Mhm.
way. I mean, we try to help
exactly.
spirits cross over. I don't know if it works, but might as well give it a shot.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
don't, if you didn't take a shot, it's never gonna work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
David Omen said something about that the other day. You can try to get them over to the other side, but if they choose not to, yeah, we,
Yeah.
we can't push
Any,
them.
yeah, and there's some people that are still here, and I believe they're here because it's not a bad thing. It's the love for where they came from.
Yes.
Yep.
A perfect example of that would be in Miami, where I'm from. The most haunted location here is called the Deering Estate, and it's one of the most beautiful locations you'll ever see in Miami. It sits on the water on Biscayne Bay, and if you take Biscayne Bay, it takes you out to the Atlantic Ocean. And there's a keyhole channel, like they built the keyhole channel for the boats, and then there's like a Spanish Mediterranean style mansion that sits right there on the property. Um, that was built by Mr. Daring, and he was into agriculture. He was a cultivist. Like he created this whole area into a lush tropical garden. The whole area is surrounded by hardwood hammocks. It's like a forest. And like when you go there, like for me, it's like a spiritual. Like I feel something spiritual there. Like it calls me, and that's like it's funny because that's where the paranormal started for me. But it's one of the most beautiful places you'll ever see. They actually have events like sunrise events for photographers that will go out there on the water. I mean, on the banks of the water and take photos of the sunrise, and it's some of the most incredible photos you'll ever see. And Charles Deering, who built the place, he didn't get to spend too much time there. Right after it was finished being built, he died on his wheelchair right on his porch patio overlooking the water.
Hmm.
I mean, if I died and had to be here, that's where I want to be because the place
Oh
is so
yeah,
beautiful.
definitely.
Yeah, so I don't
Yeah.
feel anything bad there. Another place, as I had mentioned to you guys, we do events at the Old Davie Schoolhouse Museum. We get children. We get teachers that have worked there. And I think it's just, that might have been a special place in someone's memory. And that's like a place they like to go back to. I mean, we don't understand what happens when we go to the other side. We'll never do until we die, right?
Exactly.
There is a possibility. I think people come back. I don't know if they stay around. I know we've gotten individuals, spirits. They are people, that's how I talk to them. Like they're people. I mean, they're just bodily challenged. They have no body. But if you treat them with respect, and I've been to places like so often to the point where and people are going to think I'm crazy, but I can't tell you how many times I've investigated certain locations, but I build relationships to the point where I can get my name called out through a recorder or a spirit box, on cue, because they know who I am. And I got all different types of personalities at the Old Davie Schoolhouse. I got a guy that's very sarcastic. I wasn't there. My team was investigating, and they were like, "Hey, Eric's not here. Do you miss him?" And the response they got back is, "Who's that?" He was a very sarcastic person. I mean, they're people, And then you get people who are assholes, and those are the ones they were an asshole during their life, and they continue to be an asshole. And
Yes.
I mean, you just got to learn how to deal with assholes. If you can deal with an asshole in real life, you can deal with an asshole spirit. That's what I say.
Exactly. Agreed.
I mean, people think this is crazy, and they think it's it seems so easy, but it works. Is when we leave a place, we always tell the spirits that they belong there. They are not allowed to follow us. They can't.
Yes.
We always say that. And
Yep.
I mean, I've never had anything follow me home. Knock on wood, like things falling in my house and nothing, because I think, and I also think it's the personality of the individual. They get energy off of fear, off of weakness. If you show that, I always tell people, if you're going to go on an investigation, you're fighting with your wife, don't go on that investigation. Don't be with your wife. Go to the bar or something, but don't go on an investigation, because it's going to feed that anger even more till when, I mean, I don't know, you go back home and you might unleash that anger on your wife. So
yeah, exactly.
It depends. Everyone's different.
Mm-hmm.
And really, people are only fearful just because you got fear because you don't understand. People don't understand what's going on. If you don't understand, that's scary, I try to understand everything. If I hear something or if I see something, I'm running after it, because so far nothing's happened to me, and I know they have happened to people. And I'm not saying that I'm invincible. Maybe my time hasn't come. Maybe I got something on me that's slowly growing on me. I don't know, but I have faith. I'm a Christian. I do prayer before and after. I got my own method of how I go into an investigation. So
Yeah.
Well, and as long as that method works.
Yeah, and everyone has a different method. I mean, someone could be Hindu, believe in reincarnation. They got their own method, It just depends on the individual. That's why I was saying that going back to War Party Paranormal, we're very eclectic. So when we go into investigation, we have a pastor, but we're not going to go into an investigation with a Christian belief. If I've been to an investigation where the person was from India, and you're not going to go in there with the pastor, but we have found someone that works that it was a theologian. We had a theologian that came to help us with the investigation. So every investigation is different. I mean, I've gotten calls where people think is something's going on in their house, but what's really going on is they need to stop shooting up with heroin. I mean, and abusing drugs, and take care of your family and go get a job and clean up your place, or your house is dark. Open up the curtains, hug your wife. You got to bring in positivity. That's how you eliminate darkness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fully agree with that.
Absolutely. Definitely. Yeah. It popped a question in my head and it's gone.
Buzzing. No, it's buzzing. It buzzed out of your head. I heard it.
And I'm drinking lemonade.
Sure.
I can do that.
You can do whatever you like.
Yes.
I was on the show. We were doing fireball shots.
I've done that in messengers chat. We were talking and doing a game, and we had to take a shot. And 2 from America and 1 from Scotland, and me from the Netherlands. After 1 hour, they couldn't understand the word I was saying because me and alcohol.
What's the name of the famous Dutch gin? My dad loves this Dutch gin. I can't remember the name.
Geneva.
Yes. That is a wicked stuff. That is scary stuff. I've done that before.
Yeah.
I got a funny Dutch story. Well, maybe not Dutch story, but of my dad. So when I got married, like during the wedding reception, it was one of those type of wedding receptions where we had to keep the bar open late.
Yeah.
And then the party continued at my dad's house, and he had this bottle, and Geneva, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
So straight out of the freezer, ice cold, and he has my Dutch cousin Fritz with them, and they're both in the pool, and they're doing 1-for-1 shots of that. But Fritz was smart. Like every time my dad did a shot, he threw the shot over his shoulder. So the next morning, I wasn't there to witness that though, but this is the story that I was told. So the next morning, my dad was so hungover. He was praying all night long. He was praying to the porcelain goddess. He was throwing up in the toilet. And yeah, but thank God for my mom, because my mom is Ecuadorian, and the perfect Ecuadorian remedy for that is ceviche. Her version of ceviche is a tomato base with shrimp. So it's like if you don't know, it's like Spanish as well, right? You guys know what ceviche is?
Yeah, I do.
Mary, you
I
don't?
No.
So it's like ceviche is like based with lime, and you can pick any type of seafood. You can pick. Some people use fish, some people use shrimp, squid, and they use the lime to cook that meat and overnight. So the way, and I can make amazing Ecuadorian ceviche. So I'll make that when you make the Indonesian food. So basically, for real. So all you really need is you get fresh shrimp, you cook it in the lime juice. It's tomato based. It has a lot. Just to make a long story quick, it's a tomato based. Put a little bit, but she uses ketchup. Just a little bit, just to give it the red sauce, and a lot of cilantro, red onion, and oh my God, it's like the most amazing thing.
Yeah, and it works out perfectly for
hangovers.
For hangovers.
For hangovers, like I would say it's almost like a shrimp gazpacho.
I'll take 1 Geneva if I have a hangover from Geneva, and it's all over.
There
Me and fish with a hangover. Oh my God! The toilet is my best friend. I'm going to hug it again. Yeah.
Shane, you did say we were going to get controversial.
Who, me?
Yeah, did you say that earlier?
No.
Controversial.
I don't know. Maybe those weren't the exact words, but
No.
Harry's talking about
You-
toilet and stuff.
No. Mary,
Yes,
did you keep
I'm
secrets
still
again?
here. I'm keeping secrets. No, no, no. But we're
About
talking about
You're hugging
booze.
No. toilets?
Geneva.
Yes, that's why I
and shrimp.
don't drink. That's why I
not a
don't
good
drink.
mix for her. She'll
No.
end up at the toilet.
Yeah. Or in the bathtub. I woke up one time there.
Indonesian
So
food
I
can do
don't
that
drink.
too, because it's spicy,
Yeah.
right?
What?
Yeah. It's
The mixture
spicy.
of the drinking and the spicy food's probably not a good combination for your stomach. And how do we get to this topic anyway? I don't know.
But-
You with your
started about
father.
Yeah,
With
you
your
started about your
neighbor.
There you go.
Yeah.
Not my drink of
Yes.
choice, by the way.
Yes. It is. Here in Holland, we have a new one. Jägerbom. It's
Jägerbom?
Jägerbom. You have a Jägermeister and you put it in a glass of beer and you
Yeah,
drink it all
Jägerbom.
together.
Yeah.
Yep.
You want to know the wildest drink I ever did? If we're on the topic of drinks, I used to work at a bar, by the way, in my younger days. So have you ever done a Mexican champagne?
No.
No.
You've never done a Mexican champagne?
No.
No. How's that made?
So what you do is you sit at the bar with your back to the bartender, and you put your head all the way back.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And what
Oh
he
my
does
God.
is he pours tequila and soda and in your mouth and shakes your head.
Yeah.
And that's Mexican champagne.
Guilty. Guilty.
Some places will do it in like a barber chair where they'll spin you around.
I've done it. So now our viewers know about my bad past, but I've done it. Yeah.
Well, you know what my dad says about the Dutch. If you're not Dutch, you're not much.
Yeah. Yeah. We have also a German drink, Apfelkorn. You can do it also with Apfelkorn and soda. Laying on the bar and yeah.
Say that again.
Apfelkorn and soda. Yeah.
So what kind of is that? Like a liqueur, or is that like maybe a Scotch?
It's a schnapps.
Okay. What does it taste?
Yeah. Apple.
Oh. That
Yeah.
quite pleasant.
Yeah,
That
and it
sounds
looks.
quite refreshing.
It is.
Yeah,
I would
and
nice.
it looks like Fanta. So I got drunk from one glass. I thought it was Fanta. Yeah, I thought it was Fanta. Big glass, but it was popcorn.
And what's your shot of choice? If you had to pick one shot and you're at the bar, you have to do one.
B52.
Okay. And Shane?
Well, I created my own, so it's not going to be on a bar.
Interesting.
It's called Brain Leak.
Brain leak.
Yeah, it's with peach tree and a little bit of grenadine lemonade, just a tinsy bit for color, and then you pour in with a spoon. You pour in Bailey's.
Oh, interesting.
And then you shut it. That's so nice. Very nice.
I have to make a visit to Holland. Get my Indonesian food. Get my shots.
Yes.
My ghosts. We're gonna piss off some Dutch people.
Oh yeah.
For sure. For sure.
Goggles. I'm gonna bring my portal box. We're gonna be blaring the spirit box over the speaker.
Yes.
That would be fun.
Is punishment in Holland? Are they pretty strict there? Just curious.
Yeah,
Not really. Depends on what it is.
Okay.
yeah.
Causing a ruckus.
Uh, do we have any
Completely,
questions in the chat? I
completely
was,
flatline. Did you see it?
What's that? You
We
saw an
went
orb?
completely like beep.
yeah. I was thinking, how did we ever get to the
What,
booth?
Mary? What's hanging on top of the ceiling of your head?
I have candles because I like Harry Potter.
What
Harry
is that?
Potter
Candles.
candles.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes,
The hanging
and my
candles.
ghost in the back.
What would be cool if they were hanging candles that were lit?
If I put my batteries in, they come down
Oh, very cool.
because they're too heavy. So
Maybe we
it's an
could
in between.
design a hanging candles like a tripwire and hang it on your ceiling. And so whenever it senses EMF, wherever it's at,
Yes, yes,
a candle will go off. You know, like the
That would be
tripwire
cool.
that they have. That'd be cool if it was like a hanging candle.
Yeah.
Got an idea
it
there.
is. Yeah, it is. Yeah,
That'd be very cool.
EMF in it, lighter in. Perfect. Hmm.
New ideas. New ideas.
Yeah,
Coming
I
up next
love
year.
the idea.
Say that
Yeah,
again?
new equipment.
I need some Dutch cheese. I can't find any good Dutch cheese around here.
Not?
What's the name of the cheese? It's like I'm going to say this wrong. My dad will get mad at me, but Americanized the Gouda cheese. But it has like
Yeah.
fennel. It has like fennel in it. It has like a seasoning in it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where do you
Cumin
get
cheese.
that here in the U.S.? You can't. That's like my favorite Dutch cheese. I forget the name of it though.
Yeah, it is from Gouda.
What's the name?
Gouda. Gouda kaas.
Halda. That's right.
Yeah,
The G is like almost like an H. It's like a how.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Almost.
I'm learning, Mary.
I'm proud of you.
I know one part of Dutch pronunciation.
Yes, your name and Gouda, Geneva. So we're getting there.
Oh, we are.
Yes. Let me think. Do we have any questions in the chat, or is everyone just flabbergasted?
I think there's a lot of people flabbergasted.
I see someone. I used to do Just Dance. I felt like John Travolta.
Oh,
I have no idea who was doing the multiverse
that's
network.
Lois. That's Lois.
It was.
They had like a Bee Gees type.
I think
never did
when we were talking about the booze.
Oh, there you go. Maybe.
Yeah. So
Mary, when we go drinking, I'm gonna bring that SLS and we'll probably get something on that bar dancing.
yeah, but I have yes, absolutely. But if I do the S test with the goggles, I need to have someone in the area to keep a close eye on me, because I can get into a trance and I'm not getting out every time.
That's what you have to do. The way that method, the Delco experiment, the way we do it, for 15 minutes, you want to get into a meditative state where you're just listening to everything and you're just staring. You keep your eyes open the whole time. You just stare into the red light. And, you know, sometimes people can see visuals and things like that. I've seen shadows moving in front of me. And how am I going to see a shadow when I got a red luminescence light? That's all I see, you know? I can't see on the other side of that goggle.
Yeah.
So just like weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
if
like
I
Patty,
meditate, during meditations, I see things. The other day, I was startled because I saw a big eye, a really big eye. So I got contact with Samantha, Shane's wife, and it was a big dragon eye.
Oh,
And
really?
it comes every time I meditate. I see the big eye.
So
It's
what's going on in
closed.
your house?
Nothing.
You
It's
said
very
that you.
quiet in my house.
Oh, it's just the decorations. It's not. It's not a haunted place. You're
No,
not like.
it's not haunted. No,
Ah,
no.
okay.
I
All right.
would know. I would know if it's haunted. Yes, that's the question. Now I know. Yes. Um, in your opinion, um, there are people here who are investigating their house
Mm-hmm.
almost every day using spirit boxes, portals, so on, so on, so on, ramparts all over. What do you think about that?
I don't do anything in my house. I don't want to open up a portal, so I won't even do an EVP session in my house. I actually have a device called the Oracle. It's sort of like the Obulus, but it's based off, instead of words coming out, it's like electronic device, but an electronic Ouija board, so it lights up like yes,
Yeah.
no, letters, numbers, hello, goodbye. I turned it off once. Oh, actually, my son was here, and he's like, he turned it on. I'm like, turn that off. Turn that off. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to get anything on it.
Yeah.
I don't want to take any chances. So no, I mean, I don't know. It's to each to his own, but you have to be careful what you're doing. If you don't understand what you're doing, you don't want to open up a portal. If you think something is there, you don't want to like push it. Because from and Mary, you probably understand this. Like, I think once a spirit understands you, that you know that they're there, and they know that now you're trying to communicate with you, and they think they can do it, then they're gonna go for it. Maybe it might be something
Yes.
good, or maybe it might be something bad.
Yeah.
But like, I
Exactly.
don't know. I mean, we don't understand everything, but I don't think it's smart. I don't. Some people do it. I have people on my team they'll do it, but that's just me personally.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I can
I
go to other
know.
places and go find crazy stuff. Why am I gonna do it at my house? It's my
Yeah.
safe zone.
No, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm
And
not gonna mess
it's
it up.
for Shane the
This
same
is my
as for
space.
me. Yeah. We have a sign out at the front. They talk to spirits. So now and then we have some activity in our house, and I cleanse it weekly because I don't want it in my house. I'm here for my rest, my quiet.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah,
I mean, we
Yep.
go to places where people are exactly doing that. They're trying to conjure up some stuff, and then they do, and they don't
yeah,
know what to do now. They try to
yeah,
cleanse themselves, and they do it the wrong way because they don't know what they're doing. They're actually making things worse. Some
yeah,
Mhm.
people think that, oh, one cleanse and I'm good. No, it's an ongoing thing. It just
Yep.
depends on the situation. Um, so I, I'm being smart. For me, to tell you the truth, I'm investigating probably like almost every week or every other week. I've been to a lot of dark locations. This is my safe zone here. I don't want anything here with me, whether it's good or
yeah,
bad.
Oh, exactly.
exactly. Yeah, I had something travel with me home on two occasions. One was a little kid, and she thought I was her mom. I don't know why, but some
Reading.
psychic helped me to get her
Yeah, I
to
could see
cross
that
over.
happening. Yeah.
Yeah, and one time during a reading,
Mary, I would follow you home if I was a ghost.
why?
Just joking. Give me some Indonesian food.
Ah, that's it. Well, if you have tasted my Greek
A
food,
rice apple.
Yeah, rice tafel, exactly. Yeah. Um, I was married to a half Indonesian guy, and
There
his
you go.
brother came over, and I told him I cooked some Indonesian food. And he was telling me, Blanda's, because they called us Blanda's, can't cook Indonesian. So he tasted, and he asked me where I had, um, I don't know how you say it, but sweet lemonade, because it was too spicy.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Yes, 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 yes.
I
He
love
didn't
sauce.
expect it.
I like it to the point where my head is sweating. I like that rush.
Yeah,
Yep.
Crazy like that. Well, I'm a ghost hunter, right?
yes.
It's good for the
We
rush.
look for the edges.
Yeah. Well, we got a great investigation. I'm like so excited. We're going to be
Yes,
investigating a battleship, World War II battleship. Never done
Nice.
this before, so I'm really looking forward to that.
That is
cool.
very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
supposedly, actually, this ship was like a badass. It was like it toured the Pacific, the USS North Carolina. It was the middle of all the wars. But the worst thing that happened to it, and it still survived, was it was hit by a torpedo, and supposedly one of the sailors died from that torpedo hit, and his spirit still remains on the ship. Actually featured on Ghost Hunters in one of their earlier episodes, but I'm really looking forward to that. Never been on a ship, on a battleship.
Well, watch your head.
No, I'm that guy. I'm always hitting my head everywhere. No,
Same.
our most recent episode in Roadhouse, you'll hear me in the background like, I just hit my head. No, I always do that. I'm
Are
there
you that
flexing,
tall?
falling over place. I'm about like 6 foot, 6'1".
Oh, you're big.
Oh my
I'm
God,
Dutch.
you're huge.
Dutch people are tall,
Hmm.
right?
Uh-uh.
Not that tall.
No, no. I'm
Really?
5'1". I'm 5'1".
Oh, okay.
So everyone is huge.
Everybody's big to me.
Yeah. Now I'm like Calimero.
Small birdie.
Yeah.
Willow Morgan said something interesting. I'm back.
Nick Millay kidnapped me. The lights went out in the dungeon. Yeah, she has
Oh,
jokes. She locks everybody up in her dungeon
yeah.
when you get befriended with her.
Oh,
I'm also
interesting.
stuck in the dungeon
Yes.
Where's this place?
in
Scotland.
Scotland.
Oh my God, I'm there. Willow, please send me an invite. Real.
I just texted her the other day, telling her that
There's a
I'm
Delco
flying
experiment.
over. I'm flying over.
Oh, very
Probably
nice.
September. Yeah.
So what
Nice.
we like to do in the haunted files is we do a lot of isolation where we're filming. It's
Yeah.
ourselves, no one else around. So my girlfriend Franny, she's on the show every now and then. So she has a big fear of clowns. And we were at this place called the Roadhouse, which it used to be a former YMCA. It's in Rock Island Roadhouse. It's like southwest of Chicago, maybe like a couple hour drive southwest, and sits right on the Mississippi River, and it's right in the Quad area, the Quad Cities. It's connected to all the different states, like right across the river is Iowa. So Rock Island, back during Prohibition, had a lot of mob activity there. A well-known mob called oh my God, my brain, John Looney. the notorious mob there. He ran the whole city there, and the mob used to run operations right there at the YMCA. And at one point, it was a brothel, and there were some people that were murdered there during the mob. So that room was the henchman of the mob. That was where he hung out, and people have gotten activity of him in that clown room. So Franny has the biggest fear of clowns, so we had her doing isolation there by herself to face her fears. It didn't work, by the way. But you have to watch. If you guys don't have a subscription, you got to see the scene. So what our plan was, we were like this whole roadhouse, like the bottom floor is like a furniture store. It's like this old building from the early 1900s, and then it has 4 levels above it, and like the middle levels is like now storage, public storage, but like almost the whole building is like all original in most of the places. So the clown room was like in the basement, so we wanted to leave her there and be in a different floor to be far away. So she doesn't have that, safety net real close, but close enough with the walkie-talkie, of course. But the place is like a maze, so she didn't want us to do that. So we were on the other side of the hallway, Mike and I in the room, just being quiet. And it was like she was the bait. Like things were happening. Like I was hearing footsteps on the hallway right next between the rooms between us. She was seeing shadow figures, but she was like, and like, I don't know if you saw the trailer of it. Like, if you saw the trailer for the Roadhouse that I have on my social media, but you see her in the dark with IR camera, and she's trying to get out of the chair like this, and she didn't realize what was going on because she didn't remember that part. She was just like scared and wanted to get out. But someone from the Roadhouse, the owner's like, I think, was someone holding you on that chair? Like you couldn't get up? And she's like, you know what? I don't know. Maybe. So it was just a really weird.
Yeah.
That's creepy. That's very creepy.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely want to do. I would love to do an isolation in Scotland. Willow said she's going to get me a special room.
She almost says that.
Yes. A
Lois,
dungeon.
But I need a safety net, Willow. Something bad happens, someone's got to save me.
He will save you.
When I'm finished laughing, I will save you.
I like how to push myself. So far, I haven't been in a place where I've been scared and wanted to like run out, or like, where it like affected me emotionally. Well, that's not true. Like Waverly Hills, I would say like affected me like with a little bit of sadness. And there's been like a couple places, but it hasn't been like, it's nothing that like where I'm scared or terrified. I'm just feeling the emotion. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, like an example, like let's talk about the Devil's Tree, Port St. Lucie in Florida. It's the scene of a serial killer where he used to slaughter these women. We've had mediums that don't even want to get near the tree, and we don't tell them where it is, but when we get close to it, they can sense it. I don't know. I mean, I feel the energy there, but I don't. And other people felt it, but I don't know where I'm going with this now. But yeah.
Places you wanted to run out of.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't feel like I wanted to run away from the place. I felt it dark. Like the church, I felt dark. Like as soon as I walked in, but that didn't stop me. I mean, my goal is to capture amazing, real paranormal footage and share it with the whole world. That's all I want to do. Yeah. And I don't care like what happens to me because nothing's bad has happened to me yet. But I'm sure when something happens, and maybe it might be in Scotland, I'll be done with the paranormal.
You never know.
I did it all. Right?
You never know.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I know people who've been tremendously affected, saying it's not a joke, but I try to be careful. I know I'm crazy and I like to go to like crazy locations, But I also do like to help people, and I think by like testing out these locations like makes me a better paranormal investigator with the knowledge I'm developing. If that sounds crazy or stupid, I don't know.
No, it doesn't. To me, it doesn't. It
Like
sounds
you're pushing
logic.
yourself, like like the Marines, they're gonna push you to the
Yeah.
limit. They're gonna break you down.
Mhm.
I'm not a
Yep.
Marine. I would never join the military.
Yeah.
My dad told me to do it, and I said no. He's like, they'll make you a man. I'm like, I don't believe you. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's just like I don't know, but I think like if someone wants me to investigate their house, if they knew my background, I mean that, and compared to someone that does it on the weekend and stuff like that, who they're gonna want at their house, to investigate for
Yeah,
them.
Yeah.
exactly.
And I am trying to debunk things. If I'm like locked up in that dungeon and I hear shrieking and it turns out to be rats or something, I'm gonna try to debunk it. And you know what? Crazy things have happened to me. And the way my mind works is when I see it happen, I'm doubting it. Like, that did not happen. It doesn't hit me till the next day. Like, for example, like in broad daylight, we're at a location, the Gold Coast Railroad Museum, which used to be a naval base in the 1940s during World War II. They stored these, they had these blimps, the airships that would patrol the coastline for German U-boats. It was the biggest naval blimp or air base in the U.S. And then I think it was like in 1946, a hurricane had come by. And these hangars, there were three of them that could store 6 blimps in each hangar. So imagine how big that hangar was. Well, when this hurricane came by, one of the hangars, the roof lifted off. One of the blimps caught on fire, and all 3 hangars blew up. So remnants of that hangar, we were in the maintenance room during the day, and like in the corner of my eyes, like the bathroom, the doors open, and then like inside, I could see the window going outside with the light coming inside. It was probably like, I don't know, it was getting close, just before sunset. And I'm talking to someone, I'm looking straight, and to my right is the bathroom, and I have like, in the way I'm looking, I can like see the person in front of me in the bathroom, and I see a shadow figure go right across the door from one side to the other side. I mean, so defined, arms, legs, head. And I had to like go in there to see what the fuck was that. And when I saw that and told everyone, the lady I was talking to, she said, right when you said that, I felt someone go like this on my face. And I look on her face, and there's like someone like removed the blush, like ran their finger on her cheek.
Mm.
So
Wow.
yeah, I mean, but the thing is that like I knew I saw that, but I couldn't believe it. It was just too wild. My brain
Yeah.
could not process until a few days later. I'm like, holy shit, that really did happen. I didn't get it on camera, but like when all this was happening, this was affecting this woman at the same time. So it's really weird.
Yeah.
That is weird.
And it doesn't like women there, because the maintenance room back during those days, I believe, used to be the officers' quarters. And I believe in the 1940s, there I guess they discriminated women like to a certain point where like, officers' quarters, no women allowed,
Yep.
So a lot of women get touched there. My girlfriend had her hat flicked. Lady hat was felt up from her knee going up to her thigh, like roped. Just crazy things.
Yeah. I heard that. I hear that a lot.
But like things like that happen, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to find an answer. There's got to, I'm thinking the whole time. There's a reason behind that. There's a reason behind it. I got to find the reason.
Yeah.
But
If
it's
I
a
can't
healthy
find the
skeptic.
reason, the next day I'm like, fuck, man, I just experiencing something amazing. But the thing is with to end it on a note, the thing with War Party Paranormal, I'm on an amazing team. I've learned so much from them with all the different people. We're like a family there. And when I told you like I don't have like a story I can tell you, like a crazy story that got me into the paranormal. I went into this as being a skeptic. You know, when I was with the first team for like 3 years, they were called Prism Miami, Prism Paranormal. And I was just all about the equipment. Okay, these were the hot spots. I'm setting up my equipment here, trying to capture stuff. Wouldn't get anything. But when I went to War Party Paranormal, I mean, I learned from people to like, it's a lot. It has to do with opening up your mind. You open
Yeah.
up your mind. Like now, like when I go into a place, like I just got to get a feel for the place before I start doing anything. And I've gotten, I don't know if it's like intuition, but I get pulled. Like I feel like I need to be somewhere. Like we're in the Railroad Museum. I'm like, okay, I don't know why, but I feel like I'm pulled that I need to investigate the Army medical card tonight. And I don't know. Things start happening. I get my name called out. I just follow whatever calls me to where it's going now.
Yep.
And I don't know. I mean, people have seen my evidence. Some people might say like maybe I did something to it, but I mean, I'm trying, like, my goal to you is to show you that there is paranormal things we can't explain, and I'm just trying to show you real evidence. You know, once you like try to fake something, you lose all credibility. It's all about
yes.
credibility, and that's what values me, is
Yeah.
being credible.
Definitely. Yeah. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Perhaps the last question for us. For
Sure.
you. If people
Yes.
want to follow you, where can they find you?
Okay. I'm all over the place. So on Facebook, it's Eric VanDerLaan. You can also find my team on Facebook, War Party Paranormal. You can also find our TV show, The Haunted Files, on Facebook. And we're also on Instagram. Every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern live, we have a show called The War Party Paranormal Show. You can watch it on Facebook. You can watch it on our YouTube channel, War Party Paranormal channel. And we have guests on. I'll get like someone that's you know, a regular investigator on the team. I get different teams. I'll get celebrities. We have a real interesting guest. We have Connie Katana, and she's well known here in the U.S. She's actually a psychic medium, paranormal investigator, and a hypnotherapist. So she's going to be our guest. And
Nice.
yeah, and also I got personal stuff. Ghost Hunter of South Florida on my YouTube channel, and actually Ghost Hunter South Florida is also my Instagram, and I'm on TikTok. And you can watch the Haunted Files streaming on Paraflix at paraflix.com. If you put in the discount code, The Haunted Files 25, you get 20% off the annual subscription. They give you a 3-day trial. It's only $4.99, people. It's if you pay for it a month, it's really affordable. We're not the only people that have shows there. There's amazing shows. We do have a new episode, episode 3, that's going to be debuting on Friday, March 21st at 9 p.m. Eastern on Paraflix. And it's going to be the TIFF Library, the Haunted TIFF Library in Tifton, Georgia. And
Nice.
it was wild. So you'll see. It was a good investigation. Yep. And yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Oh, and War Party Paranormal, you can follow. We got a website, warpartyparanormal.com. Very simple.
Nice.
Yep, just our name.
Very
That
nice.
covers everything. Do you have Spotify?
Our show streams on Spotify as well. The War Party Paranormal show is on the KGRA Digital Broadcasting Network. It's a paranormal network, so they got like a variety of shows. They have shows on spiritualism, cryptics, UFO. MUFON has a show on there. So you can they stream all over, like even internationally. There's some streaming networks I've never even heard of that are like, I guess, in Europe or Asia. but are on iHeartRadio, Spotify, those type of streaming platforms, and
Very
Facebook,
nice.
of course, and YouTube.
Cool.
And we
Very
got a bunch of events coming up too, locally. So just check out the posts and come see us if you're local.
Definitely. Or in the neighborhood.
Yep.
Never know.
Yep. Don't come just coming at my house. We're not investigating here. I'll take you somewhere cool though. It's boring.
I believe
Why
you. Yeah, I believe you.
Well, Eric, thank you so much for joining us
A pleasure.
and telling your stories.
Thanks for inviting me.
I can only say thank you because I have nothing to say.
I left you speechless, Shane.
I'm speechless.
For the first time.
It never happens.
No.
Never happens.
No.
Your turn, Mary, because this.
Okay. To all our listeners and watchers, thank you for joining us, for putting in some questions, Willow.
We're gonna catch
And
you
we
later,
see-
though.
Yes, we see you next week because on Wednesday we have our paranormal mischief, and we will talking about people from all over the place: Scotland, Ireland, the UK, an American. So drop in as we talk about poltergeist.
Yes.
I'll be dropping in.
Yes. Oh,
Nice,
That will be cool.
nice.
All right, everybody. We want to thank you all for watching and listening, and we will see and hear you in the next one. Bye.
Thanks for watching. We hope you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe.